You were staring at yourself in mirror and looking at your figure. You're wearing skin-tight black dress. Jungkook came and stood behind you while fixing his wristwatch. He said in his deep voice, "You look so gorgeous, baby girl." You smiled and looked back and traced the scar on his cheek and fixed his collar and speak in low voice. "You are looking handsome too." You smelled his cologne and spoke. "You know, you smell so good." He raised his eyebrows and said while locking you in his tattoo arms tightly, "Really, babe?" You looking at him and told him, "Shall we go?" He chuckled a little and said, "Guide you, princess." You both left for the party. You both reached the party. You see bunch of pretty ladies taking you went towards them. But you feel little bit shy to talk as you were alone because Jungkook went to meet his male friends for some minutes. You went towards them, but the smell of food attracted you. You took a place, but suddenly you listened to whispers of those ladies' groups saying, "Look at that girl, she looks so fat." Another woman said, "Keep it low." Third woman said, "Look, she's eating. She looks so heavy and ugly as compared to her boyfriend, Jungkook, right?" You felt too much sad and annoying, but there were words about you to move back and reply them, but you think maybe they are right. You placed the food back on table and went towards the corner. Jungkook noticed you and he excused his friends and went towards you. He asked, "Love, what happened?" You nodded and said, "Nothing." He looked confused. He asked, "Aren't you hungry?" You suddenly spoke in loud voice, "No, I am full." He's shocked because it's kind of first time you told him you don't want to eat. He could feel something was off. You spoke in a low voice. "Your friends are waiting for you. You should talk to them. Can you pass me the car keys? I'll be in the car." He said, "Fine, love." He handed you car keys and went towards his friend. You went towards the car. After 15 minutes, Jungkook came back and sat in the driving seat, placed his hands on your lap and asked you, "What happened?" You said in a low voice, "Nothing. I was just bored in that party." He creases your lap and said, "You sure you're okay?" You look at him and smile. "Yes, cook, I am fine." He looked at you. You look outside the window. He sighed and started driving. You reached home with him. At bedroom, he said while taking off his shirt, "I'm gonna take a shower, okay?" You nodded low and said, "Sure." He was so disturbed by your behavior. He took shower for about 15 minutes, then he came out slowly, thinking you must be asleep. But he saw that you were standing in front of mirror and looking at your body. He noticed that you were pinching your belly and speaking to yourself, "I am so fat. They are right." You flinched. Suddenly, Jungkook back hugged you shirtless. Jungkook spoke in a low voice. "You know, you made me worried." You looked at him through mirror and said, "Me? Why?" Jungkook said, "Why do you think you are fat, huh?" You keep your silence. Jungkook continues, "I am in love with your figure, love. I like your body the way it is. I don't like when you see yourself in insecurity." You hummed. In response, Jungkook continues, "You are the most beautiful woman for me. I don't care about anyone's opinion." You looked at him and said, "You don't think I am fat?" Suddenly he picked you up in his arms and said, "You are not even half of my bench of weight, baby girl." You smiled shyly. You pecked his lips and shouted, "Put me down." He said, "I can hold you like this whole day, darling." You laughed and you punched his biceps shyly. "Jerome, put me down." He chuckled and put you down. You were still locked in his arms. You both were making deep eye contact. He asked you, "Don't ever think like that again, okay?" You hummed. He said while grabbing your butt tightly, "No humming." You nodded. "Okay, Jungkook." He chuckled. "Good girl." He pecked your lips and looked at you, but suddenly your stomach gave a big growl, making you embarrassed. He giggled and said, "What my princess wants to eat." While burying your head inside his bare chest, you responded, "Pasta." He smiled at your response and said, "Do you mind giving a hand?" You jumped on him. He grabbed your butt and you crossed your legs around his torso, and he took you to the kitchen. He placed you on kitchen counter and spoke while locking you between his hands. "Why am I making food when my whole meal is ready in front of me?" You smiled shyly.